Hello everyone. Today we will talk about internal scanning, organizational analysis. Analyzing the external environment for opportunities and threats is insufficient for gaining a competitive advantage. Organizations must also conduct internal assessments to identify strategic factors, strengths and weaknesses that influence their ability to capitalize on opportunities and mitigate threats. This internal analysis, known as organizational analysis, focuses on recognizing and enhancing the organization's resources and competencies. Core and distinctive competencies. Resources are the foundational assets of an organization, including tangible items like equipment and finances, human assets such as employee skills and motivation, and intangible assets like technology and reputation. Capabilities refer to the organization's ability to utilize these resources effectively, involving processes that convert inputs into outputs, such as marketing or manufacturing. Dynamic capabilities are those that evolve to adapt to changing environments. Competencies represent the integration of various capabilities across functions, such as new product development that combines marketing, R&D, and production efforts. A core competency is a widespread, well-executed capability that spans multiple divisions, like Avon's door-to-door sales expertise or FedEx's use of information technology. Organizations must continually invest in core competencies to prevent them from becoming outdated or inadequate. When core competencies surpass those of competitors, they are termed distinctive competencies, like General Electric's reputation for developing top management talent. In his VRIO framework, Barney outlines 4 questions to assess a firm's competencies. Value. Does it provide customer value and a competitive advantage? Rareness. Is it unique to the firm? Imitability. Is it difficult for competitors to replicate? Organization. Is the firm structured to leverage this resource? If a competency answers yes to all 4 questions, it is classified as a distinctive competence, providing a competitive advantage and enhancing performance. To determine if resources, capabilities, and competencies are strategic factors, strengths, or weaknesses, they should be compared against the firm's past performance, key competitors, and industry averages. A significant deviation indicates a strategic factor worth considering in decision-making. While a distinctive competency is a key strength, it may lose its uniqueness as competitors imitate it. For example, Maytag's high-quality appliances were once a distinctive competency, but as others adopted similar practices, it became a core competency rather than a distinctive one. Using resources to gain competitive advantage. Grant suggests that a company's sustained competitive advantage hinges on its resource endowments and outlines a 5-step resource-based approach to strategy analysis. Identify and classify resources. Assess the firm's resources to determine strengths and weaknesses. Combine strengths. Integrate these strengths to form specific capabilities and core competencies. Appraise profit potential. Evaluate the capabilities and competencies for their potential to create sustainable competitive advantages and assess the opportunities for profit generation. Identify any distinctive competencies. Select strategy. Choose a strategy that effectively leverages the firm's capabilities and competencies in relation to external opportunities. Identify resource gaps. Recognize weaknesses and invest in upgrading resources to address these gaps. Distinctive competencies can originate from 4 main sources: Asset endowment. Unique assets like key patents that emerge from the company's founding, such as Xerox's original copying patent. Acquisition. Gaining competencies through purchases, like Whirlpool acquiring a distribution system from Philips's appliance division. Collaboration. Sharing competencies with business units or partners, exemplified by Apple's collaboration with a design firm for its products. Internal development. Building competencies over time, as seen with Honda's expertise in small motors extending to various products. Research indicates that successful companies often prefer organic growth over acquisitions, focusing on knowledge-intensive assets like copyrights and strong brands. Additionally, firms, particularly startups, often cluster geographically to benefit from proximity to competitors. These clusters provide access to resources such as skilled employees, suppliers, and information. However, companies with established core competencies may not benefit from clustering, while those with weaker resources are more inclined to do so, as they have much to gain from collaboration and competition. Determining the sustainability of an advantage. A firm's competitive advantage may not be sustainable, and its sustainability is determined by two main characteristics: durability and imitability. Durability. This refers to how quickly a firm's resources, capabilities, or core competencies can become obsolete. For example, Intel faced obsolescence with its Pentium chip and needed to form a strategic alliance with HP to access new technology. Imitability. This is the ease with which competitors can replicate a firm's distinctive competencies. Competitors may use methods such as reverse engineering, hiring employees, or patent infringement to imitate successful capabilities. Three factors influence imitability. Transparency. How easily competitors can understand the resources and capabilities supporting a firm's strategy. For instance, Gillette's advanced razor technology is hard to replicate due to its complex production processes. Transferability. The ability of competitors to acquire the necessary resources and capabilities. For example, replicating the unique conditions of a French winery in Iowa is challenging. Replicability. The capacity of competitors to utilize duplicated resources successfully. Many companies have struggled to replicate Procter & Gamble's brand management success due to unobservable internal coordination mechanisms. Knowledge types also play a role in sustainability. Explicit knowledge, easily articulated and communicated, making it simpler for competitors to imitate. Tacit knowledge, deeply rooted in experience and culture, making it more difficult to replicate and often leading to sustainable advantages. However, codifying tacit knowledge for internal use can make it vulnerable to imitation. Resources and capabilities can be placed on a continuum based on their durability and imitative potential. Slow cycle resources, sustainable and protected by patents or strong brand names, such as Gillette's razor technology. Fast cycle resources, highly imitable and based on easily duplicated concepts, requiring speed to maintain competitiveness. For example, Tata Motors' low-cost people's car may face sustainability challenges due to potential obsolescence in safety and environmental standards, as well as the ease with which competitors can imitate its low-cost model. Overall, its competitive advantage appears less sustainable given the fast cycle nature of its resources. When analyzing a company, understanding its business model is crucial, especially for internet-based firms. A business model outlines how a company generates revenue and profit, encompassing 5 key elements: who it serves, the target customer base, what it provides, the goods or services offered, how it makes money, revenue generation methods, how it differentiates, competitive advantages and sustainability, how it delivers, the means of providing products or services. Common business models are, or some of the many possible business models are: customer solutions model. Companies like IBM focus on consulting rather than just selling products to improve customer operations. Profit pyramid model. General Motors targets various market segments, starting with low-priced vehicles to move customers to higher-margin models. Multi-component system model. Gillette sells razors at low prices to profit from higher-margin replacement blades, similar to HP's printer and ink strategy. Advertising model. Internet firms like Google provide free services to attract users, generating revenue through advertising. Switchboard model. Companies like eBay and Amazon act as intermediaries connecting multiple buyers and sellers. Time model. Innovators like Sony focus on rapid product development to capture high margins before competitors enter the market. Efficiency model. Firms like Walmart and Dell enter markets with standardized products at low prices to appeal to the mass market. Blockbuster model. Industries like pharmaceuticals invest heavily in a few high-potential products that promise significant returns. Profit multiplier model. Disney leverages its characters to create synergistic products, including theme parks and merchandise. Entrepreneurial model. Small firms target niche markets overlooked by larger competitors, often in tech or specialty products. De facto industry standard model. Companies like Microsoft offer products at low or no cost to gain market share, later introducing higher margin offerings. Understanding where a company makes its money along the value chain is also essential, as certain product lines may significantly contribute to overall profitability. For example, HP's ink and toner supplies account for a substantial portion of its profits despite comprising a smaller percentage of total sales. A value chain consists of interconnected activities that create value, starting from raw materials supplied by vendors and progressing through production, marketing, and distribution until the final product reaches the consumer. The purpose of value chain analysis is to evaluate a company within this broader context of value-creating activities, recognizing that most firms only represent a portion of the entire chain. Historically, Ford Motor Company exemplified a fully integrated value chain under founder Henry Ford, owning all stages from iron mines and transportation to manufacturing and distribution. This vertical integration allowed Ford to control the entire process, ensuring efficiency and consistency from raw materials to finished vehicles delivered to dealerships, which were tightly controlled by the company. Industry value chain analysis. Industry value chains are typically divided into upstream and downstream segments. In the petroleum industry, upstream includes oil exploration and drilling, while downstream involves refining and marketing gasoline. Large oil companies may be fully integrated but often differ in expertise across these segments. For example, Amoco excelled in downstream operations, while British Petroleum was stronger upstream, leading to their merger as BP Amoco. Analyzing profit margins along the value chain reveals that different activities yield varying levels of profitability. In the U.S. auto industry, Manufacturers generate significant revenues, about 60% of total industry revenue, but face lower profit margins. Activities like auto leasing and insurance are more profitable than manufacturing and distribution, prompting manufacturers to expand into financing to boost profits. A firm's center of gravity represents its core competencies, typically where it has the most expertise. Companies often start in a specific area and may later vertically integrate by moving along the value chain to enhance cost efficiency or secure resources. For instance, Weyerhaeuser focuses on raw materials and primary manufacturing, while Procter & Gamble P&G excels in product development and marketing, having integrated upstream only to ensure supply. When competition increased, P&G divested its timberland and mills to concentrate on its stronger downstream capabilities, demonstrating the strategic importance of outsourcing weaker areas of the value chain. Corporate value chain analysis. Each corporation has an internal value chain comprising a series of activities. According to Porter, the primary activities typically include inbound logistics, handling and warehousing of raw materials, operations, manufacturing processes, outbound logistics, warehousing and distribution of finished products, marketing and sales, promoting and selling the product, service, installation, repair, and parts sales. Support activities such as procurement, technology development R&D, human resource management, and firm infrastructure accounting and finance facilitate the efficiency of primary activities. Each product line has its own value chain, making it essential to analyze multiple chains within a corporation. Steps in corporate value chain analysis. Examine individual product lines. Identify strengths, core competencies, and weaknesses, core deficiencies within each product line's value chain. Determine if any strengths provide a competitive advantage, qualifying them as distinctive competencies. Analyze linkages. Investigate connections between value activities, such as how marketing practices impact quality control costs. Adjustments in one area can lead to cost savings or increased efficiencies in another. For instance, having workers perform quality inspections can reduce repair costs and improve sales efficiency. Evaluate synergies across product lines. Look for economies of scale and scope by sharing activities between different product lines. If one product line can't achieve cost efficiency in distribution, another product can share the same channels, lowering overall costs and enhancing profitability. By systematically analyzing these aspects, corporations can better understand their competitive advantages and operational efficiencies. Analyzing a corporation's value chain. To analyze a corporation's value chain, start by examining its traditional functional areas for strengths and weaknesses. This includes assessing financial, physical, and human resources, as well as the capabilities of personnel to implement functional strategies and objectives. Effective use of these resources can enhance value-added activities and support strategic decisions. Key functional areas include marketing, finance, R&D, operations, human resources, and information technology, alongside organizational structure and culture. Basic organizational structures. There are several predominant organizational structures, each supporting different corporate strategies. Simple structure, suitable for small, entrepreneur-led companies with one or two product lines in a niche market. Employees are generally versatile generalists. Functional structure, Best for medium-sized firms with multiple product lines in one industry. Employees are specialists in key business functions like manufacturing and marketing. Divisional structure. Appropriate for large corporations with various product lines across related industries. Employees are organized by product/market distinctions, as seen in General Motors, which groups its auto lines into separate divisions. Strategic business units. A modification of the divisional structure. SBUs consist of independent segments with their own management responsibilities. They focus on unique missions and identifiable competitors, promoting decentralization based on strategic elements rather than size. Conglomerate structure. Suitable for large firms with unrelated product lines. This structure comprises independent subsidiaries controlled through their boards. There is generally no synergy among the subsidiaries. If a corporation's current structure does not align with a proposed strategy, management must determine if the strategy is feasible or if restructuring is necessary to better support it. Corporate culture. The company way. Corporate culture encompasses the beliefs, values, and expectations shared by a company's members, often reflecting the founder's values and the organization's mission. It creates a sense of identity for employees, guiding their actions and establishing informal work rules known as the company way. This culture influences various orientations, such as R&D at HP or customer service at Nordstrom. Functions of corporate culture. Corporate culture serves several important functions. Identity provides a sense of belonging for employees. Commitment fosters dedication to a collective mission. Stability maintains organizational stability as a social system. Guidance offers a framework for understanding activities and appropriate behaviors. Impact on performance. A strong corporate culture can reduce employee turnover and costs, facilitating strategic shifts. Cultures that emphasize renewal may help organizations adapt to competitive environments. However, a change in strategy that conflicts with existing culture can lead to resistance and failure. For example, GM's collaborative effort among its units clashed with its autonomy culture, resulting in the abandonment of the Delta small car program. Mergers and cultural considerations. When acquiring another company, differing corporate cultures can lead to significant challenges. Procter & Gamble's acquisition of Gillette highlighted the need for careful integration due to fundamental cultural differences. Aligning the two cultures took additional time, demonstrating the importance of cultural compatibility in successful mergers. Strategic marketing issues. The marketing manager serves as the primary link between the company and its customers, necessitating a focus on market position, marketing mix, and the overall reputation of the company and its brands. Market position and segmentation. Market position. This addresses the question, who are our customers? It involves selecting specific areas for marketing focus, defined by market, product, and geographic segments. Market segmentation. Through market research, companies can identify niche markets, develop new products, and prevent internal competition among their offerings. Marketing mix variables. The marketing mix consists of 4 key variables that the company can control to influence demand and gain a competitive edge. Product. The features and benefits of the goods or services offered. Place. Distribution channels and locations where products are available. Promotion. Strategies to communicate and promote products to the target audience. Price. pricing strategies that affect perceived value and demand. Each of these variables includes sub-variables that should be analyzed for their impact on both divisional and corporate performance. Product life cycle. The product life cycle is a crucial concept in marketing and strategic management that illustrates the stages a product goes through from its introduction to its decline. It is represented graphically with time on the horizontal axis and monetary sales on the vertical axis. The key stages of the product life cycle are: introduction. The product is launched, and sales begin to grow slowly as awareness builds. Growth. Sales increase rapidly as the product gains acceptance, leading to higher profits and market penetration. Maturity. Sales peak and stabilize as the market becomes saturated. Competition increases, and profit margins may decline. Decline. Sales and profits start to decrease due to market saturation, changes in consumer preferences, or the emergence of new products. This framework allows marketing managers to analyze and adjust the marketing mix for a product based on its current stage in the life cycle, informing strategies for promotion, pricing, distribution, and product development. Brand and corporate reputation. A brand is a name associated with a company's product, helping consumers identify and differentiate it in their minds. Over time, effective branding can imbue products with specific characteristics. For instance, Disney signifies family entertainment. Ivory suggests purity. BMW represents high performance. A strong brand can become synonymous with its product category, such as Kleenex for facial tissues. The goal is for consumers to request the brand name, for example, Coke or Pepsi, rather than the generic product category, for example, Cola. In 2007, the top 10 most valuable brands included Coca-Cola, Microsoft, and IBM, with Coca-Cola valued at $65.3 billion. A corporate brand uses the company name as the brand itself, which can extend to products outside its core competencies. For example, Caterpillar leveraged its rugged brand image to market work boots, despite primarily being known for heavy machinery. Corporate reputation is the overall perception of a company by the public, comprising two key attributes: stakeholders' views on the company's ability to produce quality goods, the company's prominence in stakeholders' minds. A strong corporate reputation can serve as a strategic resource, acting as a marketing signal and creating barriers to entry for competitors. It allows products to command premium prices, particularly when the quality is not immediately observable. For example, retailers are more inclined to stock new products from reputable companies like P&G or Anheuser-Busch due to their established quality. Reputation is a long-lasting and hard-to-duplicate asset, contributing to a sustainable competitive advantage and positively influencing a firm's stock price and financial performance. Research shows a strong correlation between corporate reputation and financial success. Strategic financial issues. Financial managers play a crucial role in determining the optimal sources, uses, and control of funds, as all strategic decisions carry financial implications. Key considerations include sources of funds. Cash must be raised from both internal and external sources, considering local and global options. Monitoring cash flow. It's essential to track the flow of funds within the organization, especially for companies involved in international markets where currency fluctuations can impact profits. Returns to investors. Companies must provide benefits, such as returns or products, to outside financing sources in a manner that aligns with the overall corporate strategy. Capital structure. The balance of debt and equity influences strategic choices. Higher debt levels can increase risk aversion and reduce willingness to invest in research and development. Financial leverage. Financial leverage refers to the ratio of total debt to total assets, illustrating how debt can enhance earnings for shareholders. Using debt can boost earnings per share, as interest payments reduce taxable income. However, high leverage raises the firm's break-even point and can be a strength during prosperous times, but a weakness during recessions. Research indicates that higher leverage positively impacts performance in stable environments, but negatively affects firms in dynamic conditions. Capital budgeting. Capital budgeting involves analyzing and ranking potential investments in fixed assets, considering their additional costs and expected revenues. A strong finance department can prepare capital budgets and rank projects based on criteria such as payback period, return rate, or break-even time. Companies often use varying hurdle rates based on project significance, with strategic projects typically having lower hurdle rates to facilitate market entry or defend market share. Strategic research and development (R&D) issues. The R&D manager plays a critical role in shaping a company's technological strategy in alignment with corporate objectives. Key responsibilities include technology selection, choosing among various new technologies for implementation, product development, creating methods to incorporate new technologies into products and processes, resource deployment, allocating resources effectively to ensure successful implementation of new technologies. R&D intensity and technological competence. R&D intensity. This measures R&D spending as a percentage of sales revenue and is vital for gaining market share in a competitive environment. For instance, the U.S. computer software industry invests around 13.5% of sales in R&D, while the paper and forest products industry spends only about 1%. Companies are advised to conform to their industry's typical R&D expenditure unless strategic plans dictate otherwise. Effectiveness of spending. Simply increasing R&D investment doesn't guarantee innovation. For example, Pharmacia Upjohn had high R&D spending 18% of revenues, but was low in innovation output. Evaluating R&D units. A company's R&D unit should be assessed based on technological competence, the ability to develop and utilize innovative technologies effectively, consistent research efforts, a stable investment in research that leads to tangible innovations, management proficiency, skills in managing research personnel and integrating innovations into operations. Effective technology transfer is crucial for moving innovations from the lab to the market. Companies like Rockwell Collins exemplify successful technology transfer by adapting military technologies, such as heads-up displays, for civilian applications. This capability enhances competitiveness and market reach. R&D mix. The R&D mix refers to the balance of different types of research and development activities within a company, which typically include basic R&D, conducted by scientists in well-equipped laboratories, focuses on theoretical problem areas. Indicators of capability include the number of patents and research publications, concentrates on marketing and product or packaging improvements. Success is measured by the number of new products introduced and the percentage of total sales and profits from products launched in the last 5 years. Engineering process R&D focuses on quality control, design specifications, and production equipment improvements. Capabilities can be assessed through reductions in manufacturing costs and the number of product defects. Importance of R&D mix. Most corporations utilize a combination of basic, product, and process R&D, with the mix varying by industry, company, and product line. The appropriate R&D mix should align with the company's strategic objectives and the specific life cycle stage of each product. Early stages. Product R&D tends to dominate as optimal product features and forms are still being developed. Later stages. Process R&D becomes more critical, focusing on solidifying product designs while emphasizing cost reduction and quality improvement. This balanced approach helps companies adapt their R&D efforts to meet changing market demands and enhance competitiveness. The operations manager's primary responsibility is to develop and manage a system that efficiently produces the required quantity of products or services while meeting quality standards, cost constraints, and delivery timelines. This role is crucial in both manufacturing and service industries, where many manufacturing techniques can be applied to enhance service operations. Manufacturing systems can be categorized into two main types: intermittent and continuous. Intermittent systems, such as auto body repair shops, process items in a sequential manner with varied workflows. These systems are typically labor-intensive with minimal automation, resulting in lower fixed costs but higher variable costs due to labor and specialized materials. They have a low break-even point, allowing them to be profitable even at lower production volumes. The strategy for firms operating in this space should focus on niche markets that require custom-made goods. In contrast, continuous systems, exemplified by automobile assembly lines, involve the continuous assembly of products. Such systems require significant fixed investments in automated machinery and typically employ a smaller, highly skilled workforce on salaries. While they have higher fixed costs and break-even points, their variable costs rise slowly, leading to greater operating leverage. Once these firms reach break-even, their profits can grow rapidly, benefiting from economies of scale. Their strategic focus should be on high-demand markets that allow for large-scale production. However, firms with high operating leverage face risks during economic downturns. A decline in sales can significantly impact profits due to their fixed cost structure. Conversely, companies with lower automation and operating leverage can adapt more easily to changes in demand by adjusting variable costs, such as labor. This resilience highlights the importance of aligning operational strategies with a specific manufacturing system in use, ensuring that firms are prepared to navigate market fluctuations effectively. The experience curve. Originally, the learning curve is a framework used by corporations to understand how unit production costs decrease as cumulative production volume increases, typically by 20% minus 30% with each doubling of output. This reduction in costs is influenced by factors like learning time, economies of scale, product improvements, and lower raw material costs. For instance, in an industry with an 85% experience curve, unit costs could decrease from $100 at 10 units to $85 at 20 units, and further to $72.25 at 40 units. Achieving these reductions often requires investment in research and development R&D and fixed assets, leading to higher initial fixed costs and reduced flexibility. To capitalize on the experience curve, companies may set low prices to outpace competition and increase market demand, ultimately leading to higher profits from increased sales volume. While the experience curve is prevalent in industries like airframes and integrated circuits, blindly following industry norms can be risky, as the actual experience curve for a specific company may differ. The primary role of HR managers is to align individuals with suitable jobs, enhancing organizational performance. Research shows that companies with effective HRM practices tend to achieve higher profits and better survival rates. Key responsibilities of HRM include employee satisfaction assessment, utilizing attitude surveys and feedback tools to gauge job satisfaction, job analysis, developing up-to-date job descriptions to inform hiring, training, and labor negotiations, ensuring a clear understanding of employee skills and capabilities. Companies like IBM and Procter & Gamble leverage employee profiles to optimize talent alignment with strategic goals. For example, IBM's database system has significantly reduced the time needed to form project teams, leading to substantial cost savings. Increasing use of teams. Management's shift towards flexibility in employee utilization has led to the rise of various work arrangements, including part-time work and job sharing. Key trends include autonomous work teams. Many large U.S. companies employ self-managing teams, which have been shown to boost productivity and reduce inspection needs, as evidenced by Northern Telecom. Cross-functional teams. Companies like Chrysler and Boeing use these teams to streamline product development by integrating expertise from different departments early in the process, reducing development cycles significantly. Virtual teams. With technological advancements, many employees now work in geographically dispersed teams, enabled by telecommunications and collaborative software. Over half of large U.S. companies utilize virtual teams, with a significant portion of the workforce engaged in telecommuting. Quality of work life. Traditionally, job design focused mainly on technical and economic efficiency, but modern HR recognizes the importance of the human dimension. QWL initiatives include participative problem-solving, job restructuring, innovative reward systems, and better work environments. Companies like Ford redesigned plants with ergonomic workstations, team-based structures, and technology integration, improving morale, productivity, and product quality. Energy-efficient redesigns also enhance employee satisfaction while cutting costs, linking sustainability with better labor productivity. Human diversity. Workforce demographics are shifting toward greater representation of minorities and women. Research shows that racial and cultural diversity correlates with stronger firm performance and competitive advantage. Companies such as Nestlé highlight the need to embrace diversity to serve global markets effectively. However, failure to ensure fairness can lead to lawsuits, as seen in Coca-Cola's $192.5 million settlement over discrimination claims. Thus, HR managers must ensure fair treatment, prevent harassment, and foster inclusive workplaces. Human resources, through QWL improvements and diversity management, are a critical and sustainable source of competitive advantage. Unlike technology, which competitors can easily copy, A skilled and committed workforce is unique and difficult to replicate. Firms with stronger employee commitment execute competitive strategies more successfully than those with weaker commitment.
Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe to channel.